Hello, everybody. Welcome.
What's
Welcome,
going on,
welcome.
guys?
How you doing today, everybody? Appreciate everybody coming over from Piper Academy. Thank you very much. We'll go say hi to the chat shortly. Joe, how's it going, brother?
Going
Haven't seen
good.
you in
Looks
a
like I
while.
got no
Talk to
light.
everybody.
Looks like I got no light over here, but yeah, it's going good. Still doing the whole moving thing. Haven't really set up my camera. It looks like I'm crooked because my camera. I'm actually have it on a monitor. A bunch of stuff still topsy-turvy over here. So yeah,
Well, aren't you in the
and I'm
middle of your
lower and I'm
move?
smaller, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Aren't you still in the middle of all your moving at this point?
Yeah, still in the middle. Granted, I have taken a few days off of moving because, well, it sucks. But yeah, so I'm just doing that. Man, it looks, man, I need to sit like this. But thank you guys for being here. You guys are the absolute best. But
Yes.
yeah, the whole moving thing, it's something else. But yeah,
I can't stand moving, man. I never could.
I
I
will
know.
tell you one thing though. The best part about this move is that I'm doing it slow, like really slow.
There you
As
go.
opposed to any other time when you move, you have to do everything in like a day, maybe two. Here I'm doing a few hours, going to the place, clean for a few hours. Then next week you move some more stuff, clean. So
Yep.
that's the best part about this move, and I'm taking advantage of it too. I'm taking it nice and slow, so it's good.
Hey, you know what? The older you get, the slower you gotta go. I'm just saying. Not that I'm calling you old, there, Joe, but
I tell you what, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. And
it's true,
I
man.
just wish I had if I was like a member of a church or something, they're like, oh man, this poor old guy. Let's all do a community thing. Yes, please. Come.
Right?
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody being here. Let's go give the chat a quick shout because we got a bunch of people jumping on in here. I appreciate that very much. I got to scroll back up here because we got a lot of people kind of jumping in. And there it is, Uncle Jesse in the house. Appreciate you being here, Jesse. If you are a channel member, Uncle Jesse, emojis in the chat. Yes, what he said. Smash that like, everybody. Appreciate that. And look at this, Wick's wife in the house. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. And let's see, Dave P. Dave P. Always here, brother. Always here. And on Joe's streams. Matter of fact, speaking of Joe's stream, right after we're done here, if you're on YouTube, you just got to sit tight. We're going to forward you right over to Joe's live stream at noon. So just sit tight for that. Appreciate everybody. Dylan is in the house. Dylan, love it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Joe, Joe gut sleep. There it is. There it is.
Tell you what, I got to sleep on Monday. I was supposed to be here, and I didn't wake up till it was time for my show. It's like, oh crap. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. I love it, man. I love it. Username is in the house again. Channel member, put those username emojis in the chat. Appreciate it. I have to take a. Oh well, congratulations. Yeah, enjoy that. That's all I got to say. And JR, yes. Yeah, but I don't even know what happened. I mean, Joe sent me that, and I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I don't see no messages. What's going on? And I think Bedell might have accidentally banned you because he one day he was like, man, I banned somebody. I'm not sure who it is. I didn't mean to do that, and I'm guessing it might have been you. So welcome back. I found you finally, and you're back. That's my best Arnold voice right now. Sorry, that's my best Arnold voice. Yes, yes. Joe is here. We're gonna have a good day today. We're gonna be talking some Bitcoin, Ethereum news. We're gonna talk about the report from the White House that just dropped, a whole bunch of things. So just hang tight. Army Piper, thank you, Army Piper, for sending everybody over here from the Piper Academy. Appreciate that. Yes, graduation caps. And Mike's in the house. Oh my goodness, we got everybody here. Appreciate it. Everybody being in here today. Let's see. I'm just zipping through the chat real quick to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And try and give everybody their shout outs here. And wow, you guys are active in the chat today. So if I miss somebody, I'm going to say I'm sorry now, but I will try to catch up with you a little later on. Alexandra G, I'm not sure if I shouted you out earlier, but we're going to, even if I did, we're going to shout you out again. Again, channel members, Mod Queen emojis in the chat, please, for the Mod Queen extraordinaire. All right, I guess we're going to get started here. We're going to start with some Bitcoin news, then we're going to let Joe take a look at that chart for you guys. All right, so here we go. A couple of pieces of the Bitcoin news going on right here. You know, Bitcoin treasury companies, all the rage, right? And so here's just another one adding to that list, or ever growing list, of companies that are adding Bitcoin to their treasuries. And we're going to talk about some altcoin treasury deals going on a little later on in the show. So stay tuned for that. But right here, Tilray Brands saying that they're going to establish a Bitcoin treasury. I mean, I get it. I understand. Why not, right? Makes sense. And again, Bitcoin is an asymmetric move with regard to if you're going to compare that to the US dollar anyway. But now this to me, I thought was huge news. And Bitmain, everybody who mines Bitcoin or actually some other crypto as well, you know who Bitmain is, biggest Bitcoin mining group or producer of the ASICs in China, basically saying they're going to open up a U.S. factory by the end of Q3 this year. Now, I mean, we're almost into Q3 right now, so this is like right around the corner, assuming they keep to their timetable. So they're saying either Texas or Florida, and I mean, good states right there. And again, big news if you ask me. Joe, what's your thoughts about this? I mean, I think this is a great thing to have this stuff produced here.
Yeah, I'm excited. The only thing I'm worried about is the backlash on the energy. You know, anytime there's any kind of Bitcoin farm or anything like that, the first thing, energy is too much energy. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Well, I know we're not by that, but I'm hoping for the for the most part we're by that. Those are the two Bitcoin specific pieces of news I had today. Again, I've got a bunch of other stuff lined up. Matter of fact, I had to pull some stuff from today's stream even because I was afraid we wouldn't get to Joe's stream on time at noon if I left everything in there. Joe, are you ready to show some Bitcoin charts?
Yeah, definitely. Let's go.
All right, here it is. Joe, you got the show, brother.
Awesome. All right, so this is Bitcoin. This is on the 4-hour time frame. I always recommend zooming out before you zoom in. But as you can see here, we're pretty much just in this range. We talked about this range for quite a while now, where we kind of went here, started doing a tiny range, thinking that possibly could pull back, but continued up, and then it started this range that we're currently in right now. I'm really looking at is a break of 120.251. I'm really looking for this break, and then I was looking for continuation to the upside. So this is, a range, and we want to see it break out, find support on that level that I just mentioned, and then go up. We also were looking at this level, 116,400, to where we don't want the price to break down below it. If it does, we don't want a bearish retest, basically meaning the price to break below this level, come up to the level, and then continue down, breaking the newly created pivot. That's one thing that we do not want. So it did kind of half of it to where it came down, started coming up, then it broke back into the range, which was good. And so this is basically just a bear trap. Came back into the range, and right now it's right at the median, the middle point of this range. Now, for me, I still have my range right in this area. And this is where the majority of the price action is occurring right in here. Yes, we do break up, we break down, but the majority is right here. Yesterday, we were kind of talking about this. Price action was down here, and this is my plan A, plan B. Of course, whenever you're doing any kind of TA, you want to have a plan A, plan B, because we don't know what's going to happen. We might think that everything's leading to the upside, but we always also have to have maybe it reverses and it comes down. Like, what do we look for? Because if you just see the upside and you don't plan for the downside, when the downside starts happening, your bias is like, well, no, it's going to go up. It has to go up because, there's bullish divergence. There's it bounced off of the 200 SMA or whatever else you use. And so that bias will destroy you. So here, price action was down here, and we went over this, and we're kind of thinking, come up here, and possibly come down, and let's go to the 1 hour. I like doing the 1 hour when I'm looking at all this, just so I can see more of the ups and downs, more of the pivots. So the price action was down here. I actually missed this trade. I was trying to enter this on my stream, and I did a limit order instead of a market order. And during the stream, it pretty much did what we were thinking it might do. We don't know, but this was a high risk trade, and it ended up doing pretty nicely. Right now, I just entered a long. I believe it was right here. So let me just do another circle. So I entered a long right here, and I let my group know. But yeah, in reference to this, as far as the price action, right now we're kind of tightening up this range. So if you had the Bollinger Bands, and I know it's really hard to see, let me just hide this really quick. But if you had the Bollinger Bands right now would be getting really, really tight. They're starting to squeeze. And what does that mean? Well, that means that more than likely the price is going to move either up or down. Bollinger Bands doesn't tell you direction. It just tells you that there's tightening. However, I don't need the Bollinger Bands because I can see that the levels of the pivots are getting closer and closer. Here's a pivot. Here's a pivot. We're going just the bigger ones, not all these little ones. Pivot, and we got a pivot. So it's getting tight right here. And the Bollinger Bands, they're coming in really close. So it just says that something's going to happen. Doesn't say what, but this is why I trade level by level. So far, right now, we broke this level or breaking this level. So what do I think is going to happen right now? This is the bigger picture from yesterday. Right now, what do I think is going to happen if you're trying to play with Bitcoin? I call it poking Bitcoin with a stick, and that's what I'm doing right now, poking Bitcoin with a stick.
I love when you say that.
Yeah. I do think Bitcoin might come down a little bit more, hopefully bounce off of this zone that we have here, and then potentially come back up, attack this level to possibly this level. And I'm always looking to the levels to the left, and then hopefully do something like this. And this is just short term, of course, just within probably the next hour. What I do not want it to do, especially because I'm in the trade, I don't want it breaking this level, but if it does, it's okay. I really don't want it breaking this level because here I'm looking for a bounce if it comes down this far. And this is still the 0.5. So in my opinion, longer term, I do believe that we may be going up. Now, granted, I don't know what's going to happen. I can just see kind of the price action, what I think might happen. And right now, to me, and I mentioned this the other day as well, Bitcoin looks bullish to me as long as we stay above this bounce zone. If we enter the bounce zone between 114.4 and 113.6, and we enter it and we bounce out of it going upward, we're great. But if we break below this trend line, this is from the first cycle to the second cycle, if we break below this, I think we're going to be in trouble. We could potentially see a downturn to this other zone from the cycles, anywhere between 101 to maybe 95. But I don't worry about this until we start breaking this level, get a bearish retest, then we break this zone, then we break another level. As we're breaking levels to the downside, then okay, we're coming down here. But it's pretty much how the CME gaps go as well. I had a really great question yesterday in reference to the CME gaps. For me, the price will come down, and it just so happens that the CME gap is there. In my opinion, could I be wrong? Sure. I know a lot of people trade the CME gaps, but for me, if it breaks a level and it starts going down, well, then the target, in my opinion, would be the CME gap because that's where a lot of traders are waiting. And one thing that you have to do in this game, you have to know how other traders are trading. That's why I don't use patterns, but I know them. And I encourage every trader to understand patterns and what to look for. Same thing with divergence. I don't use divergence either, but same thing. I show people how other people are trading, because you are literally trading against them. So that's my thought process on Bitcoin. I do think we're going to go up as long as we remain above this zone, 114.4, 113.6. We're bullish. We can go down, but as long as we don't break this, we're good.
All right. I appreciate that. Guys, again, don't forget, we're going to be heading straight over to Joe's live stream right after this. If you're on YouTube, you're going to just bounce right on over there. So make sure that you got your questions ready for him and some altcoins, because he takes the requests and he'll show you whatever altcoin chart it is you're looking at here, or wanting him to look at more accurately. So I've been teasing it in the chat here a little bit. We got a special guest that just kind of popped into the background. Looking forward to having him here. I'm not sure how long he's able to stay, but I think it'll just help to increase our conversation here today. So here he is. You guys know him from the Matrix Plenty podcast.
How's it going, guys?
Tuesday night surprise. So Jar, welcome, man. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Early morning. I don't usually do streams in the morning because my brain's all scattered. But Joe, that was interesting. I'm happy that you're still bullish on Bitcoin, and that bounce zone. Getting in the mindset of a trader is something I can't do, because I can never guess correctly. Every single time I try guessing these trades, I end up failing. So I just like seeing the positive direction that you have here for Bitcoin. I'm really hoping it does go up further past 120.
Same.
Yep. Yeah, we need some more excitement here in the space as far as that is concerned. Yeah. A couple of people I got to shout out. Techman came in. I'm sorry I lost the one to bring it up and say hey, but Techman is here. Appreciate that. 100 Air just came in. And Alexandra G, we got Crypto Jar in the house. Exactly.
Morning.
L8 and Luigi just came in. Appreciate you. Very good. Excellent. Awesome. Now it's a party. Here we go. All right, so we're going to keep going. We got a bunch of other news to talk about. We're going to talk about, we talked at the beginning about Bitcoin treasury companies. Well, we're going to talk about some altcoin treasury companies. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to take a look at what just came out from the White House with regard to the digital asset report that they've been teasing that they're going to drop. To me, big nothing burger, frankly, but we'll get these guys' opinion on that and see what they think. But right now, let's head over and work our way to all of that. So I thought this was good. Now, the UAE has like mixed, reviews when it comes to them saying okay to cryptocurrency, right? But I thought this was good. RakBank, which is one of the bigger banks over in the UAE, is going to be offering crypto to their customers. And again, we're seeing this here in the US. Jar, are you seeing that in Canada too? Are some of the Canadian banks starting to offer to their users?
Yeah, not right now. I'm going to say no across the board. There's a lot of discussion, but I haven't seen anything actually put forth. All the major banks, there's about 4 or 5 major banks in Canada, and they don't have an option right now to buy in with crypto. You can buy ETFs, though. That's been around for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, pretty standard, right? Yeah. Well, again, I don't often highlight a lot of the news outside of the country unless it's something that I think is going to affect the space overall. And frankly, to me, this is just more adoption that I think will affect the space as a whole.
Positive.
All right. So this is what I teased right here with regard to the digital asset report. Now, before we went live, we did see the digital asset report get dropped. I found a thread on X, and I'm going to put this link into the live chat right now because it came out so recently. I didn't even have a chance to put it in the description for everybody. So 1 second. All right, there it is. So you can go ahead and look this up on your own. I also shared it on my X account, so feel free. But this is where I'd like to get input from these guys here and see what they think about this. So let's run through this real quick. Basically, the report mentioned absolutely zero about a strategic Bitcoin or strategic crypto reserve. Let's just throw that out there.
Right.
But what it does point out is it calls for the SEC and CFTC to cooperate with, trying to help facilitate what crypto trading, who's responsible for what. I mean, I don't know. To me, that's a nothing burger. That's what they were supposed to be doing in the first place. That's what they've been working at since the Trump administration came in. I don't know. My opinion. I'm just going to run through these and then we can hash it out for discussion. Pushes safe harbor and sandboxes to speed up DeFi innovation. Okay. Supports. Oh, sorry about that. Supports fast rollout of the Genius Act. Again, if you've been hanging on this channel, you know I'm not necessarily a fan of the Genius Act as written. Reveals a strategic Bitcoin reserve built from seized BTC. And as a matter of fact, there's something I'm going to highlight later where they're trying to get some more seized BTC, but we'll get to that shortly. The IRS to clarify tax rules for mining, staking, and small crypto transactions. That de minimis exemption would be perfect. We need that in order to make crypto what it's supposed to be, which is an actual peer-to-peer, I can buy my coffee with it, as they like to say, right? Kind of thing. Suggests crypto access for 401k and mortgage assets. We just saw, I think it was yesterday, Senator Lummis put a bill forward to actually allow for mortgage companies to utilize crypto assets as a form of collateral. Pushes for bank charters to access clearer margin rules for crypto firms. I mean, that should already be a thing. I mean, look what Custodia Bank has been dealing with for years now. SEC lawsuits dropped, which they are dropping. Matter of fact, we're going to actually talk about that a little later on as well. And finally, DOJ crypto enforcement units are dismantled. Like to see that, because enough's enough with all the crap from the previous administration, if you ask me. All right, let me get this off the screen and bring our big beautiful faces up here and throw it out there. I'll tell you what, Joe, start us off. Oh, this side. Joe, start us off. Tell us what you think about what they just threw out from the White House.
I think any talk, and this could just kind of summarize all of it, any talk about crypto is good talk. So I'm very excited. And even though there's a lot of people right now who have been in the space, they think they're like late already, or like every month that goes by, it's just later and later, and they should have, would have, could have had more money in the stuff, but they don't. I think it's all good. So that's kind of just like a summary.
No, appreciate it. Jar.
Yes.
Same question, but I'd love to hear if there's a unique Canadian perspective with regard to this. Well, I say that because we all know that Trump wants to make Canada the 51st state. So
yeah, well, so I think, like Joe said, it's positive that there's a conversation happening at that level, which is huge.
Right.
The details on the lack of details of the Bitcoin reserve is kind of disappointing for me. But maybe that has to do with assets that's been in holding. And where did they get those assets from, and how did they get them? So all these Bitcoins that they're holding in reserves that they've retrieved from whatever matter, the details on that and how they're going to actually translate that over would be interesting, because who else is underneath this umbrella who can get their BTC confiscated by the government, and then all of a sudden it's moved into this reserve? Just like these little things and how they actually proceed with it is something I'm interested in. When it comes to Canada and crypto, I think we're really over here waiting to see what happens globally, especially with the lead of the United States, because we don't actually lead very much over here. We just follow in the direction typically what the United States does. It's sad to say, but that's exactly what happens, right? Like when we first introduced ETFs for Ethereum and Bitcoin, I thought that was a pretty big deal. But then since then, we've been really taking a reverse approach with crypto. I'm hoping that changes.
Right. Got it. Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was hoping for more out of this than those guidelines, because I mean, a lot of the executive orders, in my opinion, already outlined those guidelines, and we're seeing some of that already taking place from the various government agencies, etc. But I guess, like Joe said, that they're talking about it. So I guess that's the proverbial good news, because they're talking about it. So, but we're gonna keep going on. Again, what the mod queen said. Smash up those likes, folks. Smash them up. You know the drill, and appreciate that. We're gonna keep going, and I think 100 Air asked a question. Yeah, did we talk about this yet? And no, it is on the agenda to talk about. We're gonna see if we can't get to that, because again, we got to make sure we're heading over to Joe's stream here in just about a half an hour. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's keep going, and you guys will get your input about the next set of stuff here. Whoops, did I hit the wrong button? I think I did. All right, here we go. Now, speaking of Trump, and if you're coming over from Piper Academy was talking about the Pelosi Act, and that's sitting in Congress right now, which what is meant to, or was originally meant to, restrain Congress, senators, etc., and Congress people from insider trading, basically.
Is it actually called the Pelosi Act?
They literally, they broke out the acronym to the Pelosi Act. Yes,
that's hilarious. Okay, all right.
Yep, and it's been basically, according to what Piper was just saying earlier, got kicked back because they wanted to make sure that, like, the president, the vice president, etc., are included in that. And you know what? Double thumbs. That's the way I look at it. None of these people should be doing that shit. How many live streams have I had? And Joe, I mean, you and I have talked about this how many times, about these guys making millions just doing all the insider trading shit. Yeah, enough's enough. Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
Well, since you're already off track,
okay.
Yesterday I saw a post on X where it was a surgeon. He makes $140,000 a year, or whatever it is, or no, maybe even more. Anyway, he has a big old boat, and maybe even I just call it a big old boat in his driveway, and it's like, okay, that's normal. He makes a lot of money. He's a surgeon.
Yep.
And then it was somebody from the Congress. They had two big boats in a big old house, and then a swimming pool. And it's like,
I saw
is
that.
this normal? It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and there's another meme that's what is it? I don't know. They show you like this pie chart of all the millionaires in the United States, and then they show you an updated pie chart with how many millionaires in Congress, and it's like half of them.
Right.
It's like, yeah. It definitely needs to stop. It definitely does.
What gets me, since we're still off the track, put it back
no,
on
yeah,
track.
go.
What really gets me is it's allowed. It's like having an employee who is constantly stealing from you pens, pencils, staples, and they're stealing, but they still work for you.
Yes.
And that's how I see it. Like, why have we gotten to this point to where we know, the Pelosi Act, hello, like we know all this stuff, but we still let it be. That part I don't.
I'm with you. It's part of the
system.
Unfortunate innate corruption in our system.
Yeah.
It just is. Do you have that kind of insider trading up in Canada with your government?
Yeah,
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's a little more undercover. I think that's everywhere. That type of play. Is
it this blatant though?
In some cases, if you looked at the previous Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, he was involved in a scandal with I think it's called We Foundation, and it's a charity foundation where they just move millions and millions of dollars in and out of his accounts. So the scandals are definitely there.
I got it. So they pulled the Clinton Foundation.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's basically what they did
when it comes to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm with you, 100 Air. It's I can't. This subject gets me going. That's why I usually reserve it for like crypto on the rocks, because and I have I take a little more latitude with my language, but I'm trying to keep things under control here. Anyway, what spawned us down this particular rabbit hole was this World Liberty Financial, so Trump's financial services company, basically buying up another 256 ETH. They've been just like buying ETH. So there you go. It's like crazy the
Wow,
amount of ETH they own. Look at this: 77,226 ETH.
that's insane.
It is insane.
Yeah.
Like, and now we're going to talk about it again shortly. Again, we've got these companies looking for alt treasuries, and Ethereum is one of those alts that some companies have been buying to actually pad their treasuries. I mean, I guess if you're going to pick one, Ethereum, the second largest one by market cap, makes sense, right? But I don't know. To me, Ethereum, I don't know. Joe, correct me if I'm wrong because you're in these charts all the time. But like, isn't Ethereum like hugely more volatile than even Bitcoin at this point?
Yes, but that's why they want it, because they know that it's a higher risk because it's not Bitcoin, but it's the second pretty much coin, and if they get it and they just hold it, and due to the volatility, instead of making maybe a 2x, maybe they'll make a 4x or a 5x on their return, just depending on how long they hold it. Or I'm sure they'll just keep buying it, but if it's higher risk, but in my opinion, bigger returns just because of the risk.
Potentially, yeah, potentially. And Luigi, I'm with you. ETH definitely has some issues. Yeah, ETH's got issues. No argument, man. Again, a matter of fact, we got an ETH developer going to be on Hot of the Line Monday night, so make sure I already put the stream out. Make sure you're checking that out on Monday night. But you know what? Again, still not necessarily a fan of ETH. Well, mostly since the swap over to proof of stake. But speaking of ETH, let's bring up the next thing here. eToro basically tokenizing U.S. stocks and on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, this is going to run. Basically, you'll be able to trade on eToro these U.S. stocks 24/5. So Monday through Friday, 24 hours a day. Thank you to eToro and the Ethereum blockchain. What do you guys think about this? I mean, we talk RWA all the time. And, all the different projects that are, RWA, we're RWA. But this is like it in, I don't know, real time, if you ask me. What's your guys' thoughts about this? Joe, start us off and then kick it to
the first thing that comes to mind are fees. How are the fees going to be? Like, it's great that you can trade, 24/5. It's great. But the fees when the Ethereum blockchain gets, or network gets boggled up or whatever, we know the fees just go skyrocketing. Like, how is that going to work?
That's an interesting point. I guess we're going to find out, right? Jar, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, 24/5 is closer to 24/7, so I like that. Volatility, I don't know, and this is not my wheelhouse. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that they've also released stocks on Base and Solana as well, and I believe there's another chain that's not coming to me right now. I don't know how this actually affects the stocks itself, and that's really what I'm interested in, the volatility and everything else that comes along with this access beyond regular trading hours. How does it impact the prices for the general markets as well? Because it's Apple, it's Google, it's Tesla. These are huge names.
Yep.
What happens over there, and how are they integrating these two worlds together? So this is something I'm following right now. I don't know very much about it, but I'm interested to see how it happens. I do like that everything is on the blockchain. The same way that you showed Trump's Liberty is purchasing X amount of Ethereum and everybody can see that. I love that transparency, so you can actually see the plays in real time as they're happening.
I agree. And it's funny that you say that, Jar, because I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking, okay, the markets are technically closed at that point. So what's that going to do for market open? For example, if it's, like you said, Tesla or something, they traded it crazy on this overnight. What happens for open?
If there's a huge dump, what happens to the traditional finance guys in the morning, right? Like,
exactly.
Like, what happens there? I'm sure they're the ones actually doing the plays after hours, but that's just
well, you know what? You're probably right about that. That's true. I didn't even consider that, but yep. Facts. We're going to keep moving along, guys. Again, just to remind everybody, about 25 minutes, we're heading over to Joe's stream. I got a ton of people on X. Appreciate everybody being here on X. But if you're on X, you're going to have to go find Joe's stream. He does stream there on X and go there live. But if you're on YouTube, just sit tight. We're going to forward you straight over to his stream. But let's get on to this next piece. And couple of delays by the SEC. Now, we talked about, SEC clarity and them pulling back on a lot of the regulation through enforcement actions that they've been doing from the previous administration. But we also know that there have been a number of filings for various altcoin ETFs. Solana was one of them. And they basically, and it's not the only one, I'm going to highlight Litecoin in a second, but basically saying right here that they booted off the next deadline to October 10th. And now, and again, matter of fact, let me just bring this up now. Oh, wait, did I do the wrong one? I think I did. Okay, I must have accidentally eliminated the Litecoin one. Oops, sorry, guys. I had the other listing from Litecoin, but I guess I deleted it by accident. Too many tabs open. But basically, we saw this how many times with the Gary Gensler? I mean, where they just pushed it off until they finally put out the Bitcoin ETF. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I am honestly, I wasn't thrilled about seeing the Solana ETF thing. I'm just gonna throw it out there because you guys know how I love Solana. But regardless of that, because it isn't just Solana, there's a Cardano one out there, there's a Litecoin, et cetera, et cetera. I really don't know that we're going to see any kind of altcoin or those altcoin ETFs in 2025. I'm thinking that's a 2026 thing. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of the rules have to pass through Congress and everything else before they see some traction with these ETFs, especially with the altcoins. Although selfishly, I do want the Solana ETF to come out, so there's going to be more focus on it because I'm heavily invested in that. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, in reference to just the SEC in general, I'm really because before, anytime you would hear SEC, is like, oh man,
I know
what's going on now? Who's getting sued, and so now when I hear the SEC just kind of change a little bit, I'm really liking it just because because they're for us, they're for crypto, and there's no way that we could sustain with the dollar, and just having the backing of the SEC pretty much, and the government in general, because before nobody was talking about crypto, and now not only the president but a bunch of the members of just the government, they either own crypto or they're open to talk about crypto. So when it comes to the SEC, I'm really happy whenever I see anything about them, because now it's not, in my opinion, in the negative aspect. So
well, exactly, and I'm with you here. See, 100 Air, my dude, right here. Yeah, screw Solana. Yeah, sorry, Jar. I appreciate you, but yeah, yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I agree. And to that point, we have the much kinder, much friendlier SEC and U.S. government. Here's the next piece I had up for bids here, with the SEC approving in-kind redemptions for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. I think this, truth be told, is much bigger news for the space, because you've got all of these, people in the TradFi picking up these ETFs, which before you couldn't do in kind with regard to this, but now you can. I think this might move the ETFs themselves forward more, and potentially the space. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I agree. Matter of fact, Piper Academy. So if y'all aren't on Piper's Discord, it's only $5 a month, guys. You definitely need to join, because he actually posted this yesterday, and he gave a summary of why it's important, why it matters to traders, and this, just like you said, CCM, This is like really, really important. It reduces the fees. It kind of does a level playing ground, as far as it's just so great. It's just so great. So I strongly recommend anybody who's watching here, Piper Academy, go in their description and you can join their Discord. It's $5 a month, and honestly, it should be like $99 a month. Honestly, I mean, they great trades, great people in there, great information, DCA. I mean, they got it all. $5.
Yep, $5.
I was going to put all of us out of business, including myself, but it's all right, man. Though. My goal is so that everybody could be successful. But I recommend everybody, going over the $5, add it to your monthly subscriptions. You're not going to notice $5, But yeah, he posted that yesterday, and the breakdown, because just that post, I'm thinking like, okay, it's something else with Bitcoin, and okay, but then when he broke it down, it's like, okay, well that makes sense. It's going to be easier, and it's not going to be the fees and everything else. Like, okay, just makes it easier. I was like, all right, now we get it.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, and definitely a lot of value.
There's a link. Oh, sorry, Jar. I didn't mean to step on you. Sorry about that. I just want to let everybody know, if you are not, for whatever reason, subscribed to Piper Academy, link in the description. Matter of fact, link for these two guys as well in the description, as always. So make sure you're following all these guys. I'm sorry, Jar. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't have any valuable input there. But getting information like that, especially with trading, because so much stuff happens. And if you're not on the ball, you're going to lose out. I know that from experience. I've lost out so many times. But yeah, someone who's on the ball like Piper Academy, I think that's a great valuable information there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jar, I'm going to throw another question at you.
Yeah, sure.
We just talked about the in-kind redemption.
Mm-hmm.
What also got blocked by the last SEC administration was having staking in Ethereum. Do you think that's coming now that they've given the in-kind redemption a green light? Do you think that's coming?
I totally think that makes logical sense. If they're progressing that way, that makes sense. It's easier for traditional finance people to get into that way and earn through staking.
Earn the yield,
So I do think the real way to do it is just doing it yourself. But I can understand the barriers that come along with it.
Yeah, it's like a stepping process.
Right.
Like the goal is just go on the exchange, buy it. Mm-hmm. But like if you don't know how to do any of that stuff, or you're kind of scared, or you're older and you just have your 401 or your other stuff that you're doing, and your financial advisor tells you, oh, we have an ETF. What's that? What's Bitcoin? I don't know what that. Well, get it and just see. Okay, put some money in it, and then now that's like the kind of like the gateway.
Exactly.
You do those, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm seeing all these videos, and they're saying not your keys, not your coin, not like, what is that about? Then that might transition them to potentially diversify not only in ETFs, but now possibly into Solana and Ethereum and XRP and all that other fun stuff. So
it's definitely a gateway
to
get people more comfortable with it. And as soon as they start looking at management fees, because that always plays a huge role.
Heck yeah.
And then you realize it's actually not that hard to get it on your own and get it in your own portfolio, and you actually own it. You can manage it yourself. I understand just the security aspect can be a little bit scary for some people that are new to the space. But yeah, staking is a great component. I'm glad that I think that will actually happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think so too. Again, I don't know necessarily by the end of 2025, but I think it's coming. I think it's coming, especially now with this. And Joe, Joe brought up a couple of good points, especially for those who are older people. And again, I got an entire senior series I'm putting together. It drops pretty much every Saturday. Make sure you check that out. There's a link in the description for that as well. But they're used to that TradFi access to that kind of stuff. So like Jar said, it could be the gateway drug, if you would, the gateway into that by doing that. So I think that is a good use, a good way to get them in there. And the other thing was that Joe mentioned is like, okay, now this can be part of, you don't know what Bitcoin is? No problem. Just put part of it, put it in your portfolio. It's all good. And we're going to take a look at what Ray Dalio had to say. That's the very last thing we look at today, where he went from don't ever have any crypto in your portfolio to you better get 15% in Bitcoin right now. So, we're going to take a look at that. So, Joe, you are all on that. Did you look ahead as to what I had in here? But
never do. I love it being a surprise.
BC Port Corp just jumped on in. Appreciate you being here, BC. For those who are channel members, BC emojis in the chat. All right, let's keep going here. And now earlier in the stream, we were talking about the strategic Bitcoin reserve and how that the confiscated Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff is what they're trying to utilize to put into that reserve. Well, here we go. And California, if you remember, just passed a law where they can basically seize your crypto that you might just leave unattended in a wallet here. But let's not get me started about that. Anyway, the U.S. filed a civil complaint in the Northern District of Texas to basically they want to get the forfeiture of 20.2 Bitcoin seized by the Dallas FBI from a chaos hacker group. Now, I'm all about screw the hacker groups, but I don't necessarily just want to give the government the free money. I don't know. Maybe I know I'm trying to get both sides of this thing, but I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that this seized Bitcoin should automatically just go to the government? Should there be some kind of auction? I mean, to me, that makes more sense. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I'm really, this is the part that I don't know too much about. How exactly do they seize Bitcoin? Like, how are they gaining access to that? Because that was actually something a little bit earlier about the surplus that the United States has in their seized assets, and that includes Bitcoin. Is there a process that they follow to gain custody?
Now, I'm sure every case is different. And so I'm not particular. I don't have the particulars with this case right here and the FBI. But the bottom line is they have in the past basically strong-armed the bad guy into giving them the private keys, thus access.
Okay.
To
thus transact that way. I was just trying to figure out just how are they getting the seed for it, because no one's willingly going to just give that up right away, right? So there's got to be some other path that they're following. They're not breaking it. At least I don't believe that's been possible at all. So,
no.
Just I don't understand how they're getting access to it. I guess they have to.
Right. No, it's not about that. And wait, right here. 100 years. Yeah, it's a wrench attack. Basically, yeah. It's a government-led wrench attack right here.
Yeah.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, and that was my first thing too, as far as when it does get confiscated, it's just lost unless you give up the seed phrase or the password, or there's security measures in place for this reason. And I'm thinking and just when Crypto Jar was talking, I'm putting on some of my head like, man, maybe they reduce their sentence instead of life in jail or prison. They'll only give them 10 years,
right?
Which is a huge difference.
And see, BC lays it right out nice for us. There you go.
I'm afraid, they give them keys.
Often,
lead deal. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking as well. But now, as far as the government, does the government really need that 1 million? No. Why?
They need
can just turn on the printer, so they don't even need it. So I don't know. I'm all over the place on that one, but the government doesn't need it.
I look at it that, okay, if you're going to confiscate it, whatever, it's forfeited. I understand. But what do they do with other forfeited stuff? If they get a house as a part of a seizure or a car or whatever, they auction that crap off. Right. Well, why not do the same with the Bitcoin?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think they're just going to hold it in the reserves, just add it to the reserves.
Well, I'm sure that's exactly. I think no, that's an executive order. I think at the moment, I don't know that that's part of, but I do think it's one of the crypto legislation that's sitting in Congress right now. I think that's one of the provisions of it.
See, that's part of the thing that I was actually bringing up earlier, and just ignore my ignorance to this whole thing. But when the U.S. government is going to seize Bitcoin, I'm sure there's some kind of process or whatever it is for them to actually go through that and obtain it. what are the metrics that they're supposed to follow? Because U.S. citizens in general, how do they protect themselves from their own government seizing their Bitcoin? That's sort of the thought process that I'm having right now.
Yeah, and BC is right here. Again, this came out when all that initial talk was out and about taking the already seized Bitcoin that they had control over, and then putting that into the strategic reserve. There is a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a brain cramp right now. Like a legislative, for lack of a better word, that's not the word I'm looking for, but legislative process that needs to happen in order to do that, like a changing of law. What I mean by a legislative process, and I'm sorry, I'm having a complete brain cramp at the moment. So I apologize for that. So please bear with me and forgive me. We got a couple more items I want to go over, and then we're heading over to Joe. Joe, we got like 9 more minutes, man, and we're heading over to your stream, but so those on YouTube, you know the drill. Hang tight. And matter of fact, you know what? Don't forget, smash up that like button. Appreciate it. And again, if you're not already following both of these guys, you really should be, because define old. Well, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, we're gonna keep going right here. You might have already heard about this. Coinbase adds Samsung Pay for crypto purchases in the U.S. and Canada. So there you go, Jar. You guys are included in this if you are using Samsung Pay. Honestly, the more of this we see, I like it. We need those additional, in my opinion, we need those additional on-ramps. We need to be able to, get that fiat transitioned into shit that's not going to just die tomorrow in value. So just another group of customers, in my opinion, that need to be a part of this. Now,
that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah,
the more access, the easier access to the masses, the better. So this is definitely positive.
Absolutely, 1,000%. All right. So I'd like to try and get a little conversation about this. Well, these next two going right here in a minute. So incoming dumb money. All set.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah,
Money.
There it is. There it is. Old is when you win it. Oh boy. There you go. Thank you, Andrea. All right, here we go. So Joe and I talked about Tron going public, maybe 2 weeks ago now. And now here we are with the next stage of this. Not only Tron, it happens to be that this first one's about Tron, but other companies in particular going into altcoin treasury strategies. Tron trying to use their own TRX token. Basically, they filed to sell $1 billion.
Wow.
$1 billion worth of securities. Oops, sorry about that. So they can pivot and buy their TRX token. Heck, I mean, that's going to be huge for Tron, assuming that they're allowed to do this. But they're not alone. Let me just bring this one up, and then we can talk about it. Then we got, this is Jar. Last night, I think you and I were talking about this, and I couldn't remember the name. Here it is right here. Mill City Ventures, U.S. finance firm, set to secure $450 million to do a SWE strategy for their treasury. I don't know, man. And like I mentioned last night, Jar, when you and I started talking about this, I don't know that that's the altcoin I would pick, or Tron for that matter, to be completely honest, for an altcoin treasury strategy. I'd love to, like I said, talk about this a couple of minutes. Joe, I know you got to leave in a minute because you got to reset your computer. So why don't you jumpstart us, and then we'll Jar and I can round it out.
Yeah, as far as the treasuries go, Bitcoin for sure. Ethereum, I guess. Anything under that, like, it's just like picking any random coin, like hoping that they're gonna. It's kind of like investing. You can pick one or two coins or a lot of coins, but you just keep on buying into it. And you just keep on holding it and hope that they last the test of time. And that, in my opinion, that's what they're doing here. Oh, let's get SUI, or let's get BNB, or let's get Aptos, or whatever coin. And this is going to be our treasury because they believe in that token. but for me, it's too much. Like Bitcoin, fine. Ethereum, fine. Any of the Litecoin, even any of the top tier ones, those are going to be safer, and especially if you're going to do more of an investment, that's the investment mindset, and that's what they're doing right now. Going for SUI and maybe Sol and all these other ones, XRP. That's more of somebody who's just, and it's the different mindset. Sorry for taking so long, but it's the different.
Go
mindset.
ahead, man. Go.
One of the mindsets is someone who's been through the game, been through the ringer. They've made money, they've lost money, they've gone with very high risk coins, they've been with very safe coins, and now after all the smoke and dust is settled, they're like, okay, I'm gonna do Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, Litecoin, versus somebody who's brand new into it. It's like, yeah, I'm still, high risk. I'm gonna get some SUI and some SEI and some Aptos and some TRB and some B. Then it's like, okay, well, what are you doing, man? Like, it's much higher risk. Yes, the rewards are there, but like those may not last. These already we know they last. So for me, I would feel safer because I've already, the dust is settled. I would feel safer something, already established versus something who's trying to take over Ethereum, take over whatever. I just want to be safe.
I'm with you. I agree. And you saw BC's comment right there. Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, last night when we started talking about this, BC chimed in and said there's another one like Joe mentioned with BNB. I know there's another one. Again, names elude me at the moment. That's doing Litecoin. So it's definitely, there are others out there. But like Joe said, if it's me, give me something with some history, brother. Like Bitcoin, I wouldn't even mind Litecoin, or like you said, maybe Ethereum, that kind of thing. Joe,
just really quick, it's kind of like your 401k. If you're young and you have a lot of time, you want to get into higher risk investments. If you're older, well, you really don't have that much time, so you don't want to be in higher risk assets. You want to be in safer assets. So it's kind of that same mentality when it comes to investing in this crypto. Like, yes, you can do the high risk ones, but just know that you have more time. Okay, well, we tried SUI for 5-10 years, it didn't work, but here's another one that may come in. Let's try this one. Oh, that one didn't work. Fine, we'll do Bitcoin. Fine, we'll do Litecoin.
And you hit it right on the head. May.
Right.
Yeah.
May. Joe, I know you gotta go. Are you?
Yes.
I know I'm not trying to cut you off, brother, but
yes, I do have to go. I'm thinking of a transition. May? Okay, maybe may I leave? I'm trying to think of transition. But I do thank you guys very much. Definitely check out everybody on the stream right now. We got Crypto Jar, of course, CCM Mindset, Crypto Coin Mindset, CCM. But on my channel, for those of you who are on X and everywhere else, on my channel, what I do is I show you how to trade. And you don't have to join my group to learn, unlike everybody else. Join my group, learn how to trade. I'll show you how to do this. No, I will show you how to trade for free. And I answer questions. My goal is to get rich with you, not because of you. And for that reason, join me every single day, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday at 4. My times may change, but of course, watch the shows, ask the questions. And there's so many people out there that are literally getting rich off of you, buying you Rolexes, houses, cars, because they see the vulnerability. They see the desire of you wanting to make it like they made it. But here's a newsflash. They only made it because of people buying their memberships. Plain and simple. Like all these YouTubers out here that have a course to sell, I guarantee it, they're millionaires. I guarantee if they're not, they're really, really close. For me, I'm okay. I don't now. Am I rich? No, definitely not. But I would rather have a clear conscience, knowing that I'm helping people. And if they want to join my group, well, then they can. But you don't need to learn how to trade. And I show you this, guys. Join me. Join me every day. Matter of fact, I'm going there right now.
Yes.
I do thank you guys very much, and we'll see you all later on.
Yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes, Joe.
All right, take care.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
again. Yeah, like I said, Joe's here every Monday, Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and I appreciate the fact that he's here, always looking at those charts. So again, if you're not following him already, link is in the description. If you're on YouTube, just sit tight. We're going to head straight over there. And again, if you're on X, you have to go find him yourself there, But I appreciate all the support on X. We've got a lot of people on X right now. Jar, did you want to chime in anything about what we were just talking about with regard to that? I'm sorry, I know I cut you
it's fine.
there a little bit.
It's fine. When it comes to treasuries, in my opinion, you need to be a blue chip in the space or have some sort of track record. I totally agree with that. Crypto is so young. So when I'm talking about track record, at least 5 years, like just be in here for at least 5 years, maybe a little bit longer. But currently right now, I just think Bitcoin is really maybe Ethereum, but Bitcoin, and Solana, just because I'm a degen, but really Bitcoin is the main player that should be in the treasuries. Yep.
No, I'm with you. And I'm just going to bring up a couple of comments here from BC. I love BC, man. And again, hot on the line Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Myself, BC, and Bedell, and you can get this BC rants live. But then, anyway, so right here, what he's saying, I agree. It's definitely it's a different animal than the stocks. People are used to thinking about it from a company stock perspective, perhaps. But yeah, completely a different animal. And I love that he added this after the fact. So yes, I'm with you, BC. I agree. They should.
Very true.
Yet here we are.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I got one more thing, and I already talked about it briefly, but I'd like to again get Jar's 2 cents in on this before we head over to Joe. So Ray Dalio basically coming out and saying, again, remember, it started out with, you know what? Yeah, maybe not. And then it was cash is trash. And then, which is part what I put on the thumbnail, by the way, when he was saying that. And now you might want to consider allocating up to 15% of your investment portfolio into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Huge, like just swing of the pendulum. You know what I mean?
How much does he already have is a good question before he made a statement like that.
Yeah, right.
15% for anybody in traditional finance, I think 15% is fine.
That's a huge allocation in TradFi, right?
It is. Yeah, but to publicly state that, like, his reputation also goes along with his words. But he has a track record to speak for it, right? So,
well, that's true.
He's pretty dominant in the space. I don't know how much of your portfolio is in crypto, but I'm heavily invested. I'm well beyond 15%.
Oh God!
So I don't see 15% as too risky. So
yeah.
But I have a completely different mindset when it comes to crypto. What about you?
Yeah. Well, the majority of my investments are crypto. It just has been for years and still is today. Although I have tried to push a little bit more of that out into gold and silver, to be honest. So that's more recent. But I understand how people think about it from the TradFi space, saying 15%. Are you insane? Especially if you listen to somebody like Dave Ramsey or something like that, But I'm with you, man. 15%. What's that?
I think I entered with 15%.
Yeah, exactly. Who the hell cares about that, man?
Yeah.
Hey, that's going to do it for today's show. We're going to head over and catch Joe live in a minute. Jar, I really appreciate you being here today.
Hey, thanks for having me. I rarely come on, and I'm happy to join you in the morning. I know things get very busy on my side, but definitely love to do this again.
Yeah. Hey, you're welcome anytime, brother. Anytime.
Appreciate it.
Let me ask you, anything going on that you want to throw out to the peeps here that they may or may not know?
Yeah, well, one thing I can plug right now is Tempe has their sale with the Node Factory. So we had some exclusive deals going on with that. If you're interested in the Tempe project, you can check out the nodefactory.com. We just had a release going on this morning.
Yep, link is in the description for that as well on every video. And I'm dropping a video tomorrow showing you how I registered for that, how to do it, how to get your money over there. And
Awesome.
I did the ASIC miner that he had for Bitcoin, so you'll see that. Although I think I'm going to be doing a future one for Dash, going to throw my own Dash in there, that kind of thing. So yeah, if you are not already, with the Node Factory, you definitely want to go and check that out.
Yeah,
Thanks
check it out. Check it out. It's a very interesting concept.
Yep. And yeah, I wanted to add that to today's stream, BC, where it basically he's like, well, I guess Bitcoin's here to stay. It still sucks, but there it is, because it's volatile. Well, anyway.
Everything's volatile.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, Jar, for being here. And for those, oh my goodness, I almost forgot. I've got some family obligations that have come up for this weekend, so there will be no crypto on the rocks this Friday. I'm sorry, man. No crypto on the rocks this Friday. If you could spread that word, I'd appreciate it, everybody. I did post it on X. I did post it in the community feed on YouTube. But yeah, I this weekend, and there's one more weekend toward the end of the month, I might have to with crypto on the rocks. Sorry, family first. So it is what it is.
Yep.
But sorry about that, guys. No crypto on the rocks this Friday. I know even up to yesterday I was talking about crypto on the rocks. But literally from when Jar and I went offline yesterday to now, things changed like that. So be aware of that. And like I said, tomorrow, check out the video that I'm dropping with regard to the Node Factory. I really appreciate it. All right, we're going to head over to Joe. Again, if you're on YouTube, just sit tight. You're going to get taken right over there. Appreciate everybody being over here and in the chat. Thank you, everybody in the chat today. Rugged, rigged. I think you meant rugged. Yeah, I rugged out the crypto on the rocks there. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you over in Joe's stream. Don't forget, when you get there, type in CCM Raid. Appreciate it.